Welcome back to Technical Coaching with Ralph. I am Ralph, and we are going to continue what we were working on Sunday night. Hopefully, it doesn't take us too much longer tonight. What I would like to do is number one, figure out why the Java version of the implementation was having trouble clicking the Find Food button, and then we could continue with optimizing our automation code. We don't need the Selenium info that we needed last time to set it up. So we're gonna get started in just a few minutes. Finish the stream. Thank you for giving it a shot, and please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. All right. So let's get going. Let's see. I'm going to share the screen, and we are going to go and what I want is I want the display capture. All right, perfect. So let's transition to that. I don't need the Uber Eats right now. And let's go to bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. Here's our code from last time. I didn't do anything on it last time. It is exactly the way that we left it off. We were running it in Python, and we're running it in Java. On the left side, we have our Java code in IntelliJ, and on our right side, we have our Python code in PyCharm. Both are products by JetBrains. I love using their products. You should definitely try it out if you haven't yet. Okay, so, and last time what we did, we wrote the most basic automation code. Like, if you were to show this on an interview, you would be laughed out of the interview. So this is not code to show an interview. This was just so we can get something up and running. And then tonight, hopefully we have the time to refactor it, optimize it, make it in the right way that it should be. Like I said, we just wanted something quick. Like when I first transitioned to using Selenium Webdriver and had never used Java before, had never used Selenium, this is how my first test looked. And today it looks so much different and it's so much better. I learned so much in the past 8 to 10 years. So let's get going. What I like to do when I come back to a project and I'm kind of fuzzy on everything that was going on, I just like to run the code, right? Run the code, see what happens, see where we're getting stuck, and then we go from there. So first thing we're going to do, we are going to, I just noticed I am not on camera. So let me fix that. Let me fix that for you. This one. Let's go to and where would I be? I can't find myself. Look at that. How about now? I'm back. Back in the building. All right. Let's get going. Let's have some fun with this tonight. I don't want to be here too long. It is a Thursday night, middle of the week. I know we have work in the morning. We got things to do. So, by the way, did you notice my sign back there? When I saw it, I just had to have it. Love it. Beautiful. Humble hustle. Let's go. All right. So here we are. Let's run the code. Let's run Python first. We know that one was working. We didn't have any trouble. Then we'll run the Java, see what's going on. We might just spend some time troubleshooting Java, see why it's not working, get it to work, and then let's continue. So let's go. Python, Virgo. All right, so with our WebDriver manager, it's downloading the latest version of driver. We don't have to do that manually, as we said last time. So I love the WebDriver manager. I can't thank Bonnie Garcia enough for creating that. Although I don't think he created the one for Python, but when I was using Java, that was such a lifesaver, and I really appreciate it. And shout out to Sergio, one of my previous coworkers who found the WebDriver manager and helped us implement it into our framework. Very good guy. All right, so that ran, it passed. We don't have any, we're not outputting anything to the console, but that's okay. We didn't have any errors, so we're good on our Python. Let's take a look at our Java again. Let's see what's going on with that because for some reason it was getting stuck clicking on the find button the other day. So let's see. Let's give it a run. Sometimes it's not working. One day you restart your computer and it's working. So who knows? But if not, we're gonna troubleshoot it. We're gonna fix it, and we're gonna move forward. And we're off. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Let's see. It's going to put in the information. Try to click the find button. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Wah, wah, wah. Might need a soundboard. When I'm working and things like that happen, I'm making noise to myself, talking to myself, having a great time. I love working. I know some people, they go to work because they have to. I go to work because I want to. I mean, I have to as well, but I also want to. I love what I do, and I think that's why I'm able to do a great job at what I do. So let's investigate this. What is going on with this? I hate when I'm in this view on the computer because it's like I'm looking away from the code. Let me fix that. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. And we're back. All right. So flip the camera so I can actually look like I'm actually doing and looking at the monitor. So let's go. All right. So Java is still not working, and this used to happen. And I hate. I don't know if it's a Selenium thing, a Java thing, but sometimes it just doesn't want to click on a particular button, and we have to investigate. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move Selenium. I'm going to move PyCharm over a little bit, and I'm going to open up this one a little bit more, the IntelliJ, and see what's going on. So it gets over here. Let me see. Let me make sure I didn't make any mistakes first. So we know that it's failing over at, where is it failing at? It's failing at this validation here, trying to find the H1 because it's not clicking on this button. But why is it not clicking on this button? So we know that it's finding it. And it's on the page ever since the beginning. So when it when it enters this information, the dirty way to do it. This is so right now what I'm doing, I'm debugging. I am not doing production code. This is not how you write your automated tests. You don't put a bunch of thread sleeps all over the place. Right now, the way that I work is I get it to work and then I make it better. I don't just try to hit the half court shot from the beginning. You work your way up to it. I get it to work, and then I'm gonna refactor, clean it up, put WebDriver weights and everything like that. And for that, we might do some googling to get it the right way. But I'm gonna throw in a 10. See, that's a problem. I'm doing 10 milliseconds. Let me do. That should be like 3 seconds. Yeah, that 10 wasn't doing anything. So let's run that again. See what happens. Because you don't even need that wait time because the button is right there on the page, but it might be when it's entering the text that who knows. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it was a wait time issue. So I'm gonna run it one more time because what I do is when it was failing and then all of a sudden it passes, I like to run it one or two more times just to make sure that it's not a fluke. You know what I mean? So let's give it another run. And we're off to the races. Let's see what happens. Hopefully you find this interesting. I know like sometimes when I'm watching these type of instructional videos and it gets very monotone, gets very to me I get a little bored sometimes, but I'm still able to watch it because I really need the information, but hopefully this can be entertaining and it can be informative. All right, so we're good. So it was a wait time. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna fix that in our refactoring. So we're good. We're good on Java, and we are good on Python. Not sure if you heard that, but there was a car zooming by outside. All right, so here we go. Let us. What I wanted to do was I wanted to add additional step or two to this. Let's say we search the address, fine. We clicked on the second thing, the second restaurant found. Taco Bell. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Ooh, I haven't had Taco Bell. So quick story. It has to be about maybe about 15 years ago. I It'd be like 2 in the morning, and Taco Bell is the only thing open after doing God knows what on like coding and learning and stuff like that. I would be hungry and make a 2 a.m. run to Taco Bell. So we're very well acquainted back in the days. I don't even know the last time I've been to Taco Bell, but I know the Crunchwrap Supreme was around at Taco Bell at the time I was making my 2 a.m. runs. So this is the first item. We'll continue to build out this test. So this is an example of like if you had a actual test to automate. I wish, like I said last time, I wish I didn't pick Uber Eats to automate. I didn't know their back end coding, or I guess it's their front end coding, was so abysmal. But it's a great opportunity to learn. This helps us work on our selector selection, and look at that selector selection helps us choosing our selectors, and to even in complicated situations where our front end developers don't really give us the they don't really give us the ease of finding good locators. We still need to do our job, so that doesn't stop. So we still need to be able to find locators that are not going to break easily. And over the past 10 years, I've become very proficient at that. All right. So we need to find, the first thing we need to find is these pictures. All right. So what I normally do is I'm going to put this on this side. Like you always have to play with the dock position. Sometimes I separate it. Sometimes I keep it as part of the browser, whether it's on this side or it's on the bottom. All right, so okay. So one thing, like interview tip, pro tip: never, ever, ever copy. I don't even know how to get it, but it's like, where would it be here? It's like you copy here and you do. See, that's how bad it is to use. Because I don't even know where to find it here, but it's like, uh, uh, but it's when you copy that raw XPath and you use that as your selector, it is the worst practice. Oh, there it goes right here. So I go to copy, and then I would say copy full XPath or copy XPath, and so it'll give you something like that. So I'm gonna paste it in here for a second, right? So let's say we're here. We put on the because we went a little bit further on the. Did we go further? Yeah, we went a little bit further on the Python side. So let's say we do. I'm gonna expand Python a little bit. So I'm just showing you the bad practice, right? Because I like to show you the good and the bad practice. If I see somebody from interviewing and I see somebody with this selector and their technical project, I am stopping right then and there. I'm not even going to review this technical project because they are not proficient enough. They didn't invest the right amount of time in getting their automation skills up to par. Let's say this is path. So this, do you see this? You see this right here? Never, ever, ever use this. Never. Like you need to study HTML and CSS so you can be able to write clean selectors like this example of an XPath right here. So this is saying find the data test ID for carousel slide, and within that element, find or within that tag, find the anchor link, the H or the anchor link for data test ID scorecard, and then the H3 in there, and then get the second one, right? This is pretty clean compared to something like this. So let me reiterate: never, ever, ever do something like this. All right. So let's get this right. So we're gonna leave this for here right now. We're gonna get it right though. So let's go to here. All right. So we want to let's just click on the first one, make it simple, easier on us. All right. So I like to work. So what I was saying earlier, I like to work my way in and go out. Right. So we can do the first thing that they have a div. When I hover over that, it gives me this. So if we put div, it's going to give us like a bunch of stuff. So that's not necessarily a good one. Let's say, let's start with UL. So let's go with, all right. So we usually start UL, you go UI, start with li for unordered list, and then we go for the first list element. So that's getting whatever this is up here. So let's go a little bit more. So this is under so this one is under a layout as well. And the reason that I don't want to use these classes is I don't know well enough the Uber Eats platform to know if they'll easily change or if they're dynamic or anything like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here. We're gonna use this, and then we're gonna try to find something a little bit more specific. So let's say we know that this div with tab index, and that still finds 149 elements. So that's not necessarily gonna work. But let's keep digging in a little deeper. What is this crazy? So this picture doesn't even this. So this is the picture, but it doesn't have the. What if we were to do? I'm gonna cut this real quick, and let's say we do picture 2 of 10. Okay, so this. All right, so we can do this type of XPath then in this case where let's do this. So let me see what this one will give us. That one isn't good either, but okay, so we know that this one right here will give us the. Let's see, are there 9 of these? I only have 6 of these. Oh wait. Oh, there's a bunch more. Let's see. Okay, so all right, so it grows. Well, we know this is going to give us kind of like what we're looking for. So this is what we're gonna do because we don't want to actually click on this picture because it's not necessarily it's not necessarily this, right? Let's see what this button is this add button as well. Button. Oh, I don't want to do quick add. I actually want to click on the picture. So let's do this. We're gonna use this type of XPath where we are going to so this is class equals make sure that I find make sure my XPath is good, and it is not good. That class, why is it not good? Why is that not good? We don't like writing XPath. All right, so we have div class. All right, so let's go to here. Lazy load. Oh, there's a space after it. Ah, okay, there's a space after it. So what I'm gonna do, because with XPath, I'm always afraid of um I'm always afraid of the code changing. Like the developers adding some type of class. That's why IDs are normally better than. All right, so we got that. That's why IDs are normally better, or IDs are better than classes because you can add on to classes and everything like that. With CSS selectors, you can just do like a dot annotation to say like if it has this particular class, then take it. But with XPath, it's more sensitive where if they were to add an additional class to it, it would break if you don't do the contains. That's why I usually like going with contains when I do XPath. All right, so we have that. And now I want to do this. It's like this look inside type of thing. I never could actually remember the code, but I'm going to give it a try. So let's say say you do this again. We do. So what we're gonna do picture, right? But we want to do the pictures that are inside. That is not, that's not it either. That is so. Because I use it so rarely, I can never remember exactly how it goes. So XPath, look inside. All right. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Let's see if we can find it. I think it would be. Let me try this actually. Let's find that bookmark bar. All right. Let me see. Is it something like that? Nope. Got that part. Let's see. This is the part that we explore to see how we can get it. Let's see. Look inside. Search inside up. I think it's that one. How do I select child element? It's not it. That's not it. Something very simple. I need to save this somewhere. How to find elements. That's not it. Select all child element specific parent node. Let me see what this one is. These are not it. Okay. All right, here we go. So something should be like this. Almost there, your predicate, you want relative. I think it's that. Let me give it a try. Perfect. There we go. So now what this does is we're looking at what comes under this div, and we want to take all the ones that have picture in it. So it's inside the square brackets. I'll paste it in the ID so you can see it better, but it's /picture. So let's copy this XPath. So now let's just do a quick comparison. Do I have a cert over there? It should not be a cert. Cool. So let's do a comparison between this code right here and this code right here. You tell me which one you think is better, right? So I'm gonna blow this one out the face of the earth. We do not ever want to see that one again. So, and if you see somebody who's doing their XPaths like that, have a heart to heart with them. Tell them come see Tech Coach Ralph, and we'll get them right. Okay, so we have that. So this one is going to click on the picture of food of the first item on the list, and let's say we click that, and we get here. And for the sake of time, let's just add it to the cart just like that. So let's capture this button. Then we're just going to go ahead and copy the same code into Java once we're done. So let's see, button. Is this the only button? No, that's not the only button. So we don't want this one. We don't want that one. We don't want that one. This is the one that we want. However, all right, so because there's like 8 buttons on the page, we're going to take the main, and then that gives us one of one. But for safety reasons, I'm also going to copy this ID. And paste it in here. Bada bing, bada boom. So now we have our CSS selector to click on the add to cart. And we click on that. And by golly, we have added a Crunchwrap Supreme to the cart. Is it 2 a.m.? Like getting me some Taco Bell. So here, what we can do is validate. Yeah, let's do that because I don't want to be here all night tonight. Let's see, let's validate that but let's just validate here. I'm not gonna click on this. So we'll do another CSS selector button. Right, and then we're gonna do data test ID or data test. Okay, data test equals cart ETN. Boom. There we go. Cart. And what do we want to validate with that though? So let's see. What is validatable? If that's a word. So we can validate the text has one in there. So we'll figure that out. So let's copy that. And let's go here. Do assert driver.find element by CSS selector and get text. So in Java, it's going to be get text, and this is going to be just text. So we'll see that on the Java side in a few. So we're here. So let's do it equals cart dot one. That's our expectation. And let's put a message that if it doesn't have that, expected cart one Let's use one of these. Found. Cool. Space here, space there. Actual, and then we're just gonna do that right there. Yeah, let's just escape these. Oh no. What am I doing? I'm not paying attention. All right, so we're gonna do that. Wrap those in. Missed one. Oh, we're gonna do that. Wrap those in. That we still need to escape them apparently. So let's do. What am I? What's going on over here? What do we need to escape? So we got this. Is this all the way up to here? No, let's do it the other way. Python has so much escaping and unescaping when you're doing these F strings. So this one, and then we get here. Just that, that. It's not escaping. All right, so let me see. I can just do this. And then escape that one. Escape that one. What? Oh, who knew? Who knew? What the heck? Let's see how we can get around this because I have so much like a quote and subquote and answer. What's this error? Slash that goes here. All right. The slash here. And how can we get this one to work? So I want. This is why this is not the best way of doing it. Does expression fragment inside F strings cannot include backslashes. So you're telling me if I was to do that, that wouldn't work either though. Hmm. All right, so going as I want it to go. See, these are things that you come across when working. So all right, let's just go back and take all of them out. All of them out. We are just abandoning ship on this right here. So first thing, let me fix this slash over here. Take it to the next line. So we want this here and here. So formatting a bit. However, we have these right here not playing along with us. So if I can't copy this because we're going to have that in there, we're also going to have these. And you say that we can't. Okay. What we are going to do in that case is sneaky, 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 sneaky. Let's say, and this is going closer to the way that we should be doing it, although it's still far from it. But let's say we call this cart button equals that, and then we say this is cart button. And now we say bada bing, bada boom, and we're off. So now we have that. Add some unclean, unsanitary wait time to this. 5 seconds. I want to wait 10 seconds. All right, so we're good. Let's give it a run and then fix whatever we have to fix and then move over to Java. And we're off to the races. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. So we got through there. This time it is no longer Taco Bell, it is McDonald's. All right, let's see. Where do we fail at? Let's see. Failed clicking on the picture. Why? So clicks on the store. Let's see. Let's debug it a little bit. See if it's a timing thing or if it's or something wrong with our code. A lot of times, like with UI, it is a timing thing, and that's why UI testing shouldn't be your primary form of automated testing. You want to work that testing pyramid from the ground up, going from like the unit test that the developers will be writing, and then to integration tests, API tests, and then you have what all those other things can't cover, then they should be taking on the UI test. Let's see here. It looks like it's still loading. So let's say that we're here. Then we go here. And now if I continue with it, and what is that exception then? Let's see. Element click intercepted. Lazy load wrapper. Isn't that the one that we have though? No? Yeah, it is the one that we have. Oh, another element would receive the click. What element would receive the click? All right. So what I like to do when this happens is I like to, well, no, it's that's shutting down the browser, not me. Okay, so lazy load wrapper. Let's do this. Run it one more time, and we're gonna see exactly where this thing would be preventing the click. Because I was under expectation that we are able to click on this. So if we're not, we're gonna find out why not, and we're going to find out what we can click on. One more time. Does yellow make you hungry? I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that bright yellow picture on their page. Doesn't match the picture of the food though. Right, so what I'm gonna do, I am gonna go here. We're gonna see once this actually loads. Oh, so you scroll down a little bit and then it starts to load. Okay. So we might want to implement a scroll possibly. So if we go to here. Oh, I see. So here's a little trick we can do then. Because if when we go to here, this is the one that gets the selection, right? It's not this being selected. What we're gonna do, because like I said, I don't like these type of selectors, but I do have a little trick for you. So let's copy our XPath. We have this selected, and how do we do this again? Let me see. I don't think it's this one. It's not that. It is. Let's Google it. What am I looking for? So XPath next element. What? All right. So what XPath selects the tr after a tr containing x. This is good enough for me. So a lot of times, like you don't need that specific answer. You just need you got to read the question to see if what the information that you need, if they're generally answering it, and you can use that as a resource, right? So I think this is what I need, right? So I need this following sibling, colon, colon. And then two. So I think that's not, oh wait, I forgot the slash. And well, what do you know? It selects the one right next to it. This is the one that we want. And now we go back to our PyCharm. PyCharm. Batter up. All right. So we're going to change this XPath to this. And we are going to stop this. And we are going to run it again. And we are going to be expecting success. And let's see what happens. All right. Let's see here. So what do we have now? Unable to locate element with Oh, really? Is that right? Oh, that's probably due to our scroll then. So let's add a little bit of scroll. So what were you looking for? Medium Python scroll. Cause yeah, it wasn't loading when it wasn't the images weren't loading. So what is this? Yes, little. Let's take a look at this one. Let's look at the same one. I don't want that. Let's see. I think this one should work. Um, so what this is saying, driver from read more is for read more, and then driver execute read more. So what I think we can do is we can just say roll into view, and we say just that first element for the item that we want to purchase, and then that should take us into our view. All right. Let's see here. Let me check something real quick. And that is okay. We are off to the races. Let's copy that. Let's see here. So what we want, we're gonna put it in right here. Let's go here, and let's go with it said it couldn't find it. So if it couldn't find it, let's maybe not scroll into view. Maybe we just want to scroll down. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just scroll down instead because I don't want to. If it can't find it, then how are you gonna scroll down on it? So let's say we do scroll document. So this is gonna scroll the entire page. I don't want to do the entire page. I just want to do a little bit. So let's do this one. I would just do like 200 pixels maybe on the page. Give it a try. Who knows? Get rid of that. Put that. Oops. Put that. And let's go with, we'll go 200. I think that'll be good. So let me do that real quick. Oh, shout out to Beatrice J for the $3.33 tip. Appreciate it. Shout out to Julia Jules for subscribing to the channel. Shout out to Beatrice Jules for subscribing to the channel. Hope you guys find this information valuable. And lastly, shout out to Catherine Barode for subscribing to the channel. All right, so let's give it a try, see what happens. All right, so we got the Uber Eats page up. All right, I think we're going to checkers this time. All right, so we got. Oh, look at that! Well, looky here. It worked. Just a little bit of scrolling, and let's see if it's gonna add the item to the cart, though. Moment of truth. Moment of. I don't know. I don't know. See here. Nothing's happening. Where are we at? See. Why do we have this over here? Main content button. Oh, okay, that's for the add to cart button. Why aren't we clicking the add to cart button? Hello? Hello? What's going on? Let's see. Make sure it's the same. Yeah, it should have been clicked. No reason for it not to be. You make sure that I actually did. I remember last time I didn't put the click on there. Nope, I have it on there this time. Let's put some wait time. Always type in wait when it's time. Dot sleep. Let's put 3 seconds. And if that's good, we're gonna move on to Java, and then we are going to optimize our code. That bowl looks really good, I must say. Maybe that yellow is wearing on me. So, uh-oh, we're going to 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. Guess we're getting a Dr. Pepper. Oh, look at that. Add it to the cart. Yeah, timing plays a big factor in a lot of these things. So we're going to fix our weights. Did we add any explicit weight on this one? I'm not sure. So let's go here. Let's do. All right, is this finished yet? Nope. Probably need some. Oh my god! What did it? See how Java and Python can throw you off? So in Java, it's in milliseconds, and Python, it's in seconds. So I put a 5,000 second wait time. So what are 5,000 seconds? 5. Yeah. We're gonna I want to get out of here earlier. We're gonna be waiting 83 minutes for this. Jesus Christ, what am I doing? All right, 5 seconds. Oh, let's run it one more time. Let's see. All right, what goes? All right, so what failed? Maybe it is no such element. We could also add some time between the scroll and a little bit more. 500. Let's go 500 and add a little bit of time between. I was going to check if I had any explicit weight in here too. Forgot to do that. I'll do it on the next one. Let's see here. What am I looking at? So while that's running, let me do some housekeeping in the back over here. And okay, so it got further, but it did not so that helped, but it said that cart was 0, but it expected cart to be 1. So we went through. So what we can do now is this is good. All right, so why did that part fail? Should have been looking at the screen. All right, so I'm gonna run it one more time, looking at the screen. But it should have clicked this button to add it to the cart. And then when it comes here, oh, you know what? Because this is here, so it captured the button before it had time to register it being added to the cart. Pretty sure that's what the problem was, but run it one more time. I know I've said that like a million times. Reminds me of my jiu-jitsu professor. He says one more round of live training like 10 times. So that's probably where I get it from. Shout out to Professor. We are going to Wendy's. What's your favorite thing at Wendy's? I love the double. What is that called? Like that barbecue baconator thing. I love that one. So good. They're not working, huh? All right. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to pause it over here. Debug it at the assertion so it doesn't close the browser on me. I just want to see why it's not passing. And let's see. Yeah, automation, it's you end up running this so many times to debug and troubleshoot to see what's going on. Just notice 609 for 10-piece chicken nuggets. That sounds super expensive. Jeez. All right, what's going on here? Required to choose 2 sauces. Am I not able to add to cart if I don't choose 2 sauces? Give me a break here. All right, so we know what the problem is. I am not going to do this part to take into account Wendy's forcing me to add 2 sauces. What if I don't want any sauces? Like, come on. Anyways, all right, so we're good on that. If it chooses a different restaurant or product, then it probably won't even require that. So we're good. Let us let us let us let us. All right, let us go to the Java side. I was gonna check if I had any explicit weight in here, which I probably don't. Oh, I do. I have an implicit weight in here. So it's just the nature of that website, the way that it loads its elements and the speed. So we can take into account that. All right, so we're here. We already did most of the dirty work in Python. So let us go to where it finds the store title. Validate menu title is all right. So here we are. Validate menu title is displayed, and now we want to we're gonna scroll down a bit. So remember in Java, the test, the methods for the test go inside of the class, and the tests go inside of the. So how do you do this in Java? Let's see. Selenium, Java, execute JavaScript. Yeah, execute script is executing a piece of JavaScript. So we are going to take this. Let me see. I just do a scroll down. Make it easy. All right. Scroll down or up on a page. Give us similar code. Okay, so that's how you just, for the argument, you just wouldn't pass anything. So we're going to go here. Let's import this class. And we're good. I'm not sure why we're indented here, but let's go here. So we have that. Compare back over here. We scroll. Thread dot sleep. We are going to go for 3 seconds like we have in Python. And then we're going to do driver dot find element by XPath. Use this beautiful XPath that I created, if I must say so myself. Sometimes you need to give yourself a pat on the back. If I can talk properly, you need to give yourself a pat on the back for the beautiful code that you write. Remember, in Java, it is a semicolon to end it. And then we do another. IDE is confused. There dot sleep. Another 3 seconds. And I'll show you something that I normally do when I'm doing these wait times. All right, and now we're going to do clicking on driver dot find element by CSS selector. Click, clicking on the add to cart button. Thread dot sleep 5,000 seconds. And now we are going to do, let's copy this right here. And we're going to do driver dot find element by CSS selector. Probably the assertion right on here. Let me give it a try. Assert. How did I do it last time? So have a assert dot assert equals. Cut that equals card. I don't know how to get this symbol over here. Oops. Copy that. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, that ain't right. Let me see. Oh, semicolon. Thanks, JavaScript. All right, what do we got going? So, I think that's everything. Let's give it a little run and see what goes on. Let's see if we have to fix anything. Going through. One thing I that happened throughout all these years of automation is that I saw a lot of different products on a lot of different websites. Like I remember when I was working on automation for the Abercrombie and Finch brands like Hollister, Abercrombie Finch, Abercrombie Kids. I remember seeing countless amount of airline tickets working on projects like Delta, JetBlue. Do you have any Travelocity? Seeing tons of clothes from ASOS, the UK-based clothing company. Saw so many different products. So okay, this one I made a boo boo. I made a boo boo. So remember, so here in Python it's just text, and in Java it's get text. So let's run it one more time. So even though it's not going to go through because it's requiring you to choose something about French fries on checkers, but if we get a different item, then maybe it'll go through. Anyway, no big deal. We got the concept working. I'm gonna go off screen just for one split second just to get a sip of water. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So it is getting a little bit late, but I think we can let's start the page object model. And worst case scenario, we come back for a part 3 next week. Maybe we'll do that. I do not want to go on too much longer. We've already been live for an hour and a half on this beautiful Thursday afternoon, or Thursday night, I must say. Let me correct myself. But let's start. Let's just get started setting up this page object model in both sides. All right. So remember when we were working on this last time, we had our test cases folder where our tests will live in. So in Java, we have the package of test cases. In Python, we have the package of test cases. Now, what I normally do, I create. So where we're moving towards now is we're gonna start making our tests cleaner and more reusable across multiple different tests, because we're not only going to have one test, we're going to have tons of tests, like God knows how many, right? Anything that's able to be automated, we should automate it. One of the quotes that I like from Uncle Bob, Robert C. Martin, when a company was moving towards, they had to, they were I guess we could say they're cutting costs, right? So they had a huge QA team, a lot of them offshore, but they needed to cut costs. So, and their test cases were like, man, this thick, right? So they go to him and they're like, so we are losing half of our um QA force, and we need to execute these tests. I don't know which half of it I should run. So he looked at him and he said, well, run the half that you want to work. Simple as that. Like, when you're doing manual testing, you're not going to get everything all the time. With automated testing, you're able to run the test. You know what? Let me come on the big screen for this, because this is important. This is important. Right? So let me center myself. As Stephen A would say, put the camera on me. Put the camera on me. So allow me to center myself. Cool. So when you're doing manual testing, you have that one moment in time that you're validating a test, right? So let's say that you run 100 tests that you're not going to get done in one day manually. So let's say across a span of 3 days, right? 4 days, you or a week. On Monday, you run a test and it passes, and then when that test passes, what do what happens on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? Um, what if that test fails on Wednesday, but but it passed on Monday, but things change, right? So with automated tests, you have the ability to run them every single day, and you allow the resources, the people resources, to actually be able to work on important stuff instead of doing repetitive tasks over and over and over again. You know, my philosophy is I like to write the test once and let it run millions of times, and I get to focus on other stuff, finding more creative ways to do things, optimizing, working on reporting, things like that. So let's go. I just wanted to focus on that for a second. Let's go back to the code. All right. So here we are, and so we're gonna start this part. Oh, let's say we go for another 15 minutes, more or less. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to create a package in both. I'm gonna call it pages. You can call it page factory, but I normally call it pages. Pages here and pages there. And what we're gonna have is a home page. All right. So now, okay. So what are we gonna do with this? So let's find out what the page factor is first. I know I mentioned it, but let's do page. Oh, let's do page object model actually. Page object models. So what's a page object model? Within your web apps UI, there are areas where your tests interact with a page object only model that these objects within the test code. This reduces the amount of duplicated code. It means that if the UI changes, the fix needs to only be applied in that one place. Page objects is a design pattern. So it's a design pattern, that in mind, that has become popular in test automation for enhancing test maintenance and reducing code duplication. A page object is an object-oriented class that serves as an interface to a page of your AUT. The tests then use the methods of this page object class whenever they need to interact with the UI of that page. The benefit is that if the UI changes for the page, the tests themselves don't need to change. Only the code within the page object needs to change. Subsequently, all changes to support that new UI are located in one place. So I can drop a link to this in the description after, and you can read through the advantages of the page UI, of the page object model, and see the example that we're gonna do. But just to explain that in my own words, what we're going to do with the page object, what the page object model does is it gives you like a centralized location where, so let's say for the homepage, you have all the code that you need for your homepage. You have, so that means all the selectors, all the methods for like clicking and entering text and everything like that. Then, for if we're using the Uber Eats example, then you have a page for the you have a page for the after you enter your address, and you have a page for the search for the results, right? All the restaurants are available, and then when you click on a product, you have a page for or you click on a restaurant, you have a page for the product, for that landing page for that restaurant where it shows you the product, and then when you click on a product, you have a page for the configuration of that particular product. You have a page for the cart page. You have a page for checkout. So every single page has this page object with all the elements that are associated with it, and then you can take that, and so now let's say something changes. You don't have to go update a million tests. You update it in one spot, and a million tests get updated. You got that? So instead of having the same element in a million tests where you have to go through a million tests and update it, you have you have that element that needs to be updated in one class, And then once you update that, all the subsequent tests are updated because it's pulling from that page object. That doesn't make sense. Um, you can leave me a comment and then I can make a video the focused on the page object model, go more in depth with it. But what we're going to do the home page page object, and then we're gonna call it quits tonight, and then maybe next week we can do the rest. And I think that next week we could probably, hopefully, conclude the Python versus Java Selenium WebDriver implementation. We're getting a sneak peek at a few different things here. So let me I'm actually more familiar with the page object model in Java because I've been using it for so long. For the Python side, we're gonna do a little Googling on that. One of the cool things about the Python one is there is an actual package that implements the page object and the page factory in a pretty cool way. So while we're here, I'm also going to choose the page factory because for me, I always use the page factory. It goes hand in hand with the page object models design pattern. So let's get started, right? So we're going to do a public. We're going to do a class public home constructor. Right, it's again public home let's see driver. We need to doing two languages gets so confusing sometimes. All right, driver, and then page factory dot. Is that how it goes? Could be. I don't think that's it. Let me see how it goes. I don't recall. I haven't done it in a few. Java page factory, page object model, and page factory. How did I do it? So we go to. Oh, so it's just that doesn't seem right. Where's my page factory? The guy in it. And just to mention, this is so you do want to study this stuff up when you have an interview because honestly, when I interview, I really don't care about them being able to recite the syntax off the top of their head. I can tell that they know it by the way that they speak about it. And but I know some places they appreciate regurgitation, as disgusting as that might sound. But hey, it is what it is. If you want to land a position at that company, you might have to regurgitate from time to time. Okay, so it's just driver. Then okay, got it. So WebDriver, and then this driver, page factory, and then elements driver. This. All right, got it. So you don't need this one. So we're gonna do this dot driver. They do this. So they have this dot driver equals driver, page factory driver. Okay, so we need web driver. This dot driver equals driver, page factory dot init. This. All right, cool. We got that. All right, so we have our constructor for this page. And then what I normally do, so we are going, so I'm going to expand this real quick. And we're going to bring this to the right. And we're going to say, we're going to go to our homepage section in the code here. And let's take this first one. And we're going to use the page factory on our home, say at find by CSS equals. Then we're going to say, so we always do private because I don't want anyone to be able to access the elements directly in my page factory. So we're going to do web element, import that. And we're going to call that accept cookies. And keep in mind in Java, it's camel case when you are naming elements and things like that. So now we're going to do find by, and we're going to find our, this is by ID. Do this one by ID. And this is our private web element. This is the our delivery address. And then we have a find by or the find food button. And that is by XPath. And that's going to be find food. Anything else on the homepage? Nope. So that's all for the homepage. So we're using these three elements. If you are a let's say SDET, software developer and test, or even automation engineer, there. So if not everyone has access to creating the elements, and your job is to make the elements available for people to consume, then you might end up going through the entire page and finding all the elements and creating the factory for it. So then when someone is, let's say they're just working on the actual test cases themselves, they can consume from your page factory by just saying, let's say home dot accept cookies or get accept cookies or click accept cookies. Are you making all of those methods available and they're consuming them? So that's one of the possibilities that could happen as either a software development engineer and test, or as like a senior QA automation engineer. So we're done with that. So now what I do from here, I do I don't know the shortcut on the Mac for this. Let me see. Oh. What I normally do, I'm going to, where is that? I want to create getters and setters. Generate. and I'm going to do getters, and I'm going to do it for all of these. So now I have getters for accept cookies for my web elements, and I like to comment my code. And then, so now what I would do is I would create methods for public void accept cookies, right? So now by doing this, everyone will have access to any test will have access to the accept cookies by accessing it through the home page factory. And then anytime the accept cookie needs to be clicked, I just call on that. If I need to make updates to it, I just come into this to update it. I don't have to go to all the tests to update it. So let's do, I'm going to do a system out, and I'm going to say click accept cookies button. And we're going to do accept cookies dot click. Boom, look at that. Look how easy that is. So let's compare this code to this code. Looks a lot cleaner, right? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So let's do the other two. So what I like to do as well, I'm going to show you what I do. So I'm going to say public void enter delivery address. Oops. Not wake, it's void. And let's say this enter address, and this needs a parameter of enter address. And I like to do that so I can say what's going to be printed out is the address that is being entered, and I'm going to say get delivery address. I don't like this name, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go yes field. I could have refactored it, but I'm just doing it this way. I didn't copy. All right. So that way it's more descriptive. You want to be as descriptive as possible when naming your variables, methods, etc., etc. Send keys, delivery address. So then I do public void click. What was that button that we're clicking? Find food button. There's no parameters in that. And we're doing click find food button. Then get find food dot click and bada bing, bada boom. So here we are. So we have all this done. And that, my friend, is the page object for the home page using the page factory. So just a quick recap, we have our page factories here, finding the elements for accept cookies for the delivery address and the find food. We have our getters here. based on these web elements that we made private. We access them through the getters. And then we have our methods. Oh, yeah, the last thing I was going to do. So let's say we have an individual method for entering the address. We have an individual method for find food button. So public void search for restaurant, right? And then string delivery address. And then we do enter delivery address, and we pass the parameter of delivery address, the argument, and then we do click find food, and that we will do. So now we combined two methods into one. So now in our code, we can just say search for restaurant, pass the delivery address, and then it's going to do all this for us. For the time being, we had put like a 3-second wait time in between it, so we're gonna do that. Just do that for now. There is all right, this exception, and boom. So here we go. So now let's close this off a little bit, and let's do this. Let's call our page factory. So instantiate our page factory from page object model, and we say with that home equals new home driver. We're going to import the class. As you can see, Java isn't as intolerant for indentation as Python is, but that's because Java uses the semicolon to end its statements, and Python bases heavily on the indentation for that. So here we go. So we have this home. We're going to replace this line right here with home dot accept cookies. So this whole line right here has been replaced by this itty bitty little code. This whole line that didn't even have any text in it is now replaced by this that will. So let's go move on over here. And we're going to say the same thing for home dot. We're going to choose the search for restaurant. We're going to be passing this address. And we can comment this whole thing up. Leave this wait time. And let us run the Java part now. Moment of truth. I would do a drum roll, but I don't know how, so let's run it. See what happens. Or is a lot of trial and error when refactoring. So it's running. Ooh, we're at Taco Bell again. Yummy. Crunch Wrap Supreme. It's almost 2 a.m. Oh, look at that. For the win. So we have successfully implemented our page object model and page factory for the homepage. So you know what that means? We are going to wipe that out. So look at this, all right? Enter the delivery address in the address field. This is so descriptive. Search for restaurant. So on the homepage, we're doing search for restaurant. So I can get rid of that and get accept cookies. Oh, this is wrong. This should be the accept cookies didn't really prevent anything from happening on the page, but you do want to click accept cookies. So we don't need that anymore. And the name of the method is descriptive enough that we don't even need this comment. We have good naming conventions. You don't really need to have all these comments because the name of your method should be able to tell whoever's reading the code what it's doing. A lot of times when we have a lot of comments in the code, we will update our methods, but we don't update the comments, and then the comments become outdated, and it just becomes a whole cluster, you know. So let's try to have like very good naming conventions for our methods, make them as descriptive as possible. Even if they're long names, it's better to be long and readable than short and incomprehensible. Oh, look at that. Big words. All right. So we have this over here. And that's whatever. I mess with the indentation for much longer. So I think we're good for now, right? So we have implemented the page factory in Java, and it works on our first shot as well. I must say, on our first try, page factory worked in Java. Started off slow with Java, but you know, look at that. We're pulling forward with Java. We're gonna do on our next iteration of Python versus Selenium. No, Python versus Java, setting up Selenium WebDriver side by side. We are going to continue on the Python side of setting up the page object model and the page factory. But for now, I think that we are done. I think. Wait for it. Boom. I think we're done for tonight. We did a lot. We are at we're a little over 2 hours. And I think that is great progress that we made. We got through a lot. We got Java working. We got a lot further on our test, and we implemented the page object model and page factory in Java. So I think that is a call for quits. Thank you for rocking out with me tonight. And let's just go through this one more time, though. Just want to these wonderful people. Let's see here. Wanted to thank Catherine Barode again for subscribing to the channel. Wanted to thank Beatrice Jules for subscribing to the channel. Wanted to thank Juliet for subscribing to the channel. And a special thanks again to Beatrice Jay for the $3.33 tip. Very well appreciated. All right. I'm going to head off and I will be posting the schedule for part 3 of this where we're looking to wrap it up. But if not, we'll just push it on for another week because I'm having a great time doing this and I hope that you are as well. And we are out of here.